It all started on a stormy Friday night. I trudged through the front door, drenched from the rain, craving warmth, maybe even a familiar smile. Instead, the house felt colder than the downpour still clinging to my coat. My wife, Emily, was curled up on the couch, eyes fixed on her phone as if it contained her entire universe. She didn't even glance at me as I entered. "I'm home," I said, shaking water from my sleeves and hanging up my coat. She muttered, barely lifting her head. This was the routine we'd fallen into. 8 years of marriage, and somewhere along the way, the spark we'd shared had burned down to cold ashes. Lately, though, something else had shifted. Late nights she hadn't taken before. Secretive texts. That smile saved for her screen, never for me. The way she slipped her phone out of sight the second she heard me arrive. I wasn't imagining it anymore. Something was wrong. I sat across from her, watching the faint glow of her screen illuminate a smile I didn't recognize. "What's so funny?" I asked lightly, her head jerked up, expression flat. "Oh, just a dumb meme." I nodded, pretending to believe her, but my gut twisted. For weeks, I'd been connecting the dots. The hushed calls, the sudden overtime, the distance she no longer bothered to hide. Emily was hiding something from me, and I already knew what it was. That night, as she slept beside me, I lay awake in the dark, staring at the ceiling, thinking about how our marriage had eroded without my noticing. I considered confronting her, demanding the truth. But deep down, I knew even the truth wouldn't matter. She had already drifted somewhere else, away from me. By morning, my decision was made. If Emily was done, then I was done too. But I wouldn't argue, beg, or show my pain. I would leave quietly, letting the silence speak for me. Over the next week, I prepared. A few of my belongings went to my office for work. Half of our joint savings moved into my own account. A friend she barely knew offered me a place to stay until I got settled. Every night, I lay beside her, listening to her breathing, wondering if she noticed anything different. She didn't. She was too absorbed in her own world. Coming home late, smelling like someone else's cologne, texting with that familiar grin she once reserved for me. Then came the day I left. I returned home earlier than usual to finish packing. The house was quiet. Our bedroom looked like a museum of a life that no longer belonged to me. Wedding photos, souvenirs, old love notes. All of it felt distant, like someone else's story. I wrote her a letter. Not because she deserved it, but because I needed closure. "Emily, I've loved you for 8 years, but I can't keep pretending everything is okay. I know about the other man, and I've known for some time. I tried to understand, tried to forgive, but I can't stay in a place where I'm not wanted. I hope you find what you're looking for, but I'm done. James." I left it on the kitchen counter, grabbed my bags, and walked out without looking back. The next few days were a blur. I stayed with my friend Mark, adjusting to the emptiness I had stepped into. Foolishly, I expected her to call, to ask where I was, to show any sign of concern. But my phone remained silent. A week passed, still nothing. That's when it hit me. She hadn't even realized I was gone. Mark tried to distract me. Drinks, new faces, anything to take my mind off the mess I had escaped. But the hurt lingered. Then, one evening, my phone lit up. "Emily." My heart jumped, anticipating an apology, a desperate message, a hint of regret. Instead, "Hey, did you move some of your stuff? I can't find your laptop." That was it. "No, where are you? No, are you okay?" Not even a shadow of concern. I stared at the screen and let out a bitter laugh. She finally noticed. I handed the phone to Mark. "Man, that's unreal. What are you going to do?" "Nothing," I said. "Let her figure it out." Weeks passed. I settled into my own apartment, threw myself into work, and reconnected with people I had neglected. For the first time in years, I felt light, free from lies, neglect, and the suffocating feeling of always coming second. Then one night there was a knock. Emily stood on my doorstep, eyes red, cheeks streaked with tears. "James," she whispered, voice trembling. I didn't realize. I didn't understand. "I messed up." "Messed up what?" I asked coldly. "That you were gone. That you knew. That I ruined everything." I crossed my arms. "What do you want, Emily?" "I want another chance," she cried. "I want us back. I'll do anything, counseling, therapy, whatever it takes. Please." I exhaled slowly, anger and sadness coiling together. "It's too late," I said. "You didn't just cheat. You made me disappear long before I walked out. And now you expect me to return like nothing happened? I can't." Her sobs followed me as I gently closed the door. I leaned against it, swallowing my own tears. I had cried enough for both of us. Months went by. Emily reached out a few more times, but I ignored every message. She had her chance and she threw it away. In her absence, I learned something vital. Leaving was the best decision I ever made. Healing took time, but I found myself again. Sometimes moving forward means letting go of the one thing you held onto the longest.